Hi, my name is Yamilette Cano, and I'm the founder of Louder Global. What do we do at Louder? I am a host, MC, public speaker, communications coach, and confidence maker. I help people to elevate their communication skills and confidence so they can resonate with others and deliver impactful messages. I actually started as a ballerina. When I was 3 years old, I asked my mother if she could take me to dancing school. However, I was a little bit too young to start. So when I turned 5, blowing my cake candles, that's when my ballet journey started. After 20 years of practicing, learning, developing my craft, I turned into a professional dancer. So I danced professionally for a couple of years before starting university. So, ballet, and especially classical ballet, was and still is my first love. And with that journey, I was able to learn resilience, agility, mobility, and confidence, because you always have to be one step ahead. After my wonderful journey as a ballerina of 20 years, I decided to study international relations. And I thought in the beginning that I wanted to be a diplomat, work at a consulate or embassy. And I did try that industry for a while. However, after a few years of working in the Canadian consulate in Monterrey, Mexico, I decided that that wasn't the path that I wanted to take. That's when I decided to move on and try new adventures. I came to Hong Kong the first time in 2008 as an exchange student at the Chinese University of Hong Kong. I fell in love with the city. So when I went back to Mexico and started working in my career, I've always had that thing of, I need to go back to Asia. I lived in Montreal for a year working as an assistant with the Trade Commission. And also I stumbled into event management. And with the heart open, I embraced every option and possibility that was coming my way. After a year in Canada, I decided to come back in 2011 to Hong Kong, and I was fortunate enough to meet the right people at the right time. So once again, being open and flexible to the options that are coming your way. I met with a Canadian gentleman the first week here in Hong Kong, and he was very kind to introduce me to my business partner at the time, and a wonderful entrepreneur that had been here for over 20 years already, and she had an events company. So when we met, we just hit it off. We had very good chemistry, and we decided to partner to grow this company. So with a lot of hard work, fun, laughter, yes, late nights, and struggles and challenges, we were able to grow the company into a very fruitful company that at the end of the day in 2016, we decided to sell to a bigger corporation that approached us. So after that, again, I had to stumble and face the situation of deciding what to do next. Do you want to continue working for this company that had acquired you? Or do you want to start a new business again? Given the fact that I had the opportunity to taste more of the entrepreneurship world, I decided to start again and open Louder. And that's how I am here. And that's also how Louder was born. With the idea of putting together everything that I love into a fun and wonderful package for my clients. And I also forgot to mention that through my journey as an event manager, I turned into a public speaker, another thing that I love. When I retired as ballerina, I wasn't sure how was I able to express my feelings and to express that artistry and craft that I always had growing up. And with events, the opportunity happened once again. I started emceeing and presenting at the events that we used to produce. So gala dinners, government events, conferences, anything, anywhere where I could be on the stage and utilize the power of my voice to create impactful messages. When I decided to move on and open Louder, that's when I put together everything that I'm so passionate about. public speaking, moving and dancing, and the fact that I want to help others elevate their communication and confidence. We have to be very communicative. We have to be very transparent with what are we expecting as a team and what can we deliver or not. So timelines, the quality of the products that we are putting out there. So we have to be very conscious and consistent. Constant communication. And what else? I guess the challenge that a lot of entrepreneurs face is to decide which projects should go first and which others should be in the back burner for a little bit. So prioritizing what comes first, second, and third. You can learn a lot of the technicalities on the go. You can read books, look at videos, but if you don't have the intention of further developing your soft skills while looking at other people, being very analytical, listening a lot, it is very difficult to create those meaningful and genuine connections that your clients are expecting. Because at the end of the day, our relationships are very personal. If you want to be a public speaker, you can always train. The fact that you weren't born with that natural ability of speaking in front of a camera doesn't mean that you cannot develop it. For the rest, the skill of having fun, being creative, open-minded, agile, and adaptable, because things change all the time, and especially when you are in the entrepreneur journey. You might plan a lot, but that doesn't mean that things are going to go the way that you have planned. So to pivot and be able to do it with a positive energy and approach is one of the greatest things you can have as an entrepreneur, a public speaker, or someone that is interacting constantly with consumers. Don't be afraid of trying new things. Don't be afraid of not knowing, because you don't have to know all the time the direction that you want to take. As long as you're moving forward, as long as you are trying and taking one step ahead, it's already progress. So, I will close with one of my famous sayings, which is, I like jumping, and having that blissful feeling of jumping. But I will never jump without a strategy and without a direction. So while you're jumping, you don't have to jump with your eyes completely closed. You can always do a little peekaboo, so you can know where you're going to be landing, and at least plan a little bit ahead. But never be afraid of the jump, because the most wonderful things in this world would always happen at the other side of fear.